Regardless of what training style you use, weights, machines, or just your body weight, building muscle is actually simple in theory, but so many people are getting it wrong. I've been a personal trainer for over 7 years, won all 3 of my competitions in Australia, and have built over 15 kilograms of muscle naturally using just calisthenics, mostly from a doorway pull-up bar, a pair of rings, and the floor. I've got a whole bunch of experience in this field, so in this video, I'm breaking down 5 common mistakes that might be holding you back from making real gains with calisthenics. If you're making any of these mistakes, don't stress. I've made all of them at some point in my own training journey too, and that's why I care about it so much. When I simplified my training and addressed these problems, my physique and strength completely leveled up. Before we get into it, let's lay a foundation. For those who don't already know, hypertrophy in a fitness context just means increasing muscle size and mass. Simply put, building muscle is your body's way of adapting to frequent and progressive physical change so that it doesn't struggle next time. And your body doesn't care how it's challenged, whether it's with barbells or just your body weight. It only cares about the quality and intensity of the stimulus. Mistake number 1, chasing too many goals at once. This has got to be the most common mistake I see. You wouldn't believe how many people are trying to build muscle, lose fat, achieve a muscle up, and take up running all at the same time. Most of us only have so much time and energy for each session. In each workout, if you're targeting too many goals at once, you're going to progress slowly in all of them, or just burn out. Instead, pick 3 goals at most and make sure every set you do is moving you towards just those. Even better if your goals overlap, like working on strict unbroken pull-ups for 20 reps while building towards your first ever bar muscle up. Same movement pattern, shared benefits. One of the most common clashes that I see in people's goals are trying to build muscle and lose fat at the same time. Yes, it's definitely possible, but just think about it. Optimal muscle growth requires a calorie surplus. Fat loss requires a calorie deficit. Trying to do both is like pressing on the gas and the brakes at the same time. Mistake number 2, training like a bodybuilder. Calisthenics isn't about chest day, arm day, or smashing your muscles in isolation. That kind of split can work, but in my experience, it's not how this training style thrives. Did you know, if you just focus on the foundational compound calisthenics movements and train them progressively, you will eventually achieve a strong, functional, and athletic physique. And that's without any isolation exercises. And I know this because that's the exact method I'm doing now and what I've coached so many athletes through. And even if you can't do those movements yet, working toward them through regressions will build the same effects. Honestly, I think a lot of people just get bored too quickly and struggle with delayed gratification. So they quit before they ever build the strength needed to enjoy the fun stuff. Unlocking calisthenic skills takes time, but it pays off if you stick with it. Once you've built your base, then you can start refining your physique with isolation work. You can get creative with bodyweight exercises, use bands, or even weights. But focus on building your fundamentals first, because the better you get at them, the stronger your foundation will be in pursuing those more advanced calisthenic skills. Which is a perfect segue into the next mistake I see people making when building muscle with calisthenics. Mistake number 3, skipping the basics. Everyone wants to jump straight into the advanced skills, like handstand push-ups, planches, levers, muscle ups, but if you're skipping the foundational strength, you're just setting yourself up for frustration. I see too many people grinding away at front lever progressions for way longer than they need to, or struggling to bang out muscle up attempts before they can do 10 to 15 clean pull-ups. Here's the thing. I never specifically trained for the front lever, back lever, or even the one-arm pull-up. I acquired the foundational strength by focusing on building the fundamental exercises like pull-ups and dips. Through that, I was able to unlock those more advanced skills. Everything came as a byproduct. Trying to build skills on a weak foundation is like building a house on sand. So if you're doing this, it's time to pivot. Pursue mastering the basics and the rest will come faster than you think. Mistake number 4, prioritizing reps over quality. Let's be honest, we've all seen someone doing the kipping pull-ups trying to get their chin over the bar, or half rep push-ups with more range of motion in their neck than anything. And I get it, chasing higher reps feels productive, but it's not how many reps you can rush to achieving. Apart from pushing through those struggle reps at the end of a failure set that can be beneficial when implemented correctly, we should all be striving to build perfect reps. And yes, that's a really high standard, but that's what calisthenics should be. And it's not only to optimize hypertrophy, but to give you the best shot at longevity by minimizing your risk of injury. If you actually hold your movements to a higher standard, you actually build more muscle faster. Mistake number 5, overcomplicating everything. I know this one's huge because I see it constantly in the comments, my DMs, and in coaching calls. People start overthinking things like, how much of my body weight am I lifting in a handstand push-up? Or what's a perfect weekly volume for hypertrophy? And I get it, optimizing is trendy right now, especially with science-based lifting everywhere online. But overthinking can quickly lead to analysis paralysis. Muscle growth doesn't require spreadsheets or perfect maths. It requires challenging your body consistently, recovering properly, and eating in line with your goals. Start simple. Pick movements that you can execute with full range of motion, controlled tempo, and proper muscle activation. Then build from there. The secret sauce is in simplicity. Mistake number 6, neglecting recovery. Here's the truth. You don't grow in your workouts, you grow when your body is given time to rest, recover, and refuel. Look, there definitely is value in doing more, and I don't want to discount that, but a lot of people romanticize that no days off mentality, sparking things like unsustainable daily challenges that lead to a point of diminishing returns and burnout. I see so many people pushing their limits session after session without any real periodization, deloading, or long-term plan, just hoping they'll keep progressing forever. But the body has limits. Not only do you build your body when you rest, but I've found that you build your motivation too, which is crucial for bringing intent and quality to your sessions. Your hardware or your body might feel ready to go, but your software or your mind might feel fried. And without the software, the hardware won't function. You should feel challenged, but not drained or on the verge of breaking. This applies both mentally and physically. Learn when to push and when to pull back. It's not lazy, it's longevity. Mistake number 7, not tracking progress. This one's not just limited to calisthenics. I see it across all types of training. For most of us, having your progress recorded makes life so much easier, and you're far more likely to stay consistent when things get tough. Whether it's an app, your notes, a whiteboard, or a notebook, just write it down. Remember, progressive overload only works if you know what you're progressing from. And while we're on the topic of progress, I think another common mistake is not knowing what you're actually working towards. Goals like get fitter or feel healthier are too vague. You'll never know when you're on track or if you've actually achieved it. Use the SMART principle: specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and time-bound. Something like increase max strict pull-ups by 5 reps in 5 months is a good example. Having a clear target means you can filter all the things in your program so that you can be an essentialist with what's required and what isn't. Mistake number 8, chopping and changing programs. I see a lot of people switching things up every session. New workouts, new movements, new progressions every week. Sure, variety keeps training fun, but it also makes it hard to track progress and even harder for your body to adapt. Hypertrophy thrives on consistency. Yes, you can build muscle doing random hard workouts, but you'll build it faster by sticking to the same program and progressing within each movement over time. For me, I followed the same program I designed over a year and a half ago, just refining it as my numbers increased, and as a result of this simple approach, my physique and strength have elevated too. Don't chase novelty, chase mastery, and stick to the plan. Mistake number 9, adding weights too fast. This is a really common one, especially for people coming from a gym background who are conditioned to thinking that more weight equals more progress. If you can't hit full range controlled pull-ups and dips for at least 5 sets of 10, you probably don't need to be loading yet. Adding weight too early reinforces bad habits and, worst case, increases your risk of injury, affecting the longevity of your entire training journey. You either end up plateauing or wasting time backpedaling to unlearn and relearn. Do it right the first time. You don't need to add weight to progress towards more advanced skills, but if you do decide to add weights, make sure your fundamentals are already strong. Even at a more advanced level, I've trained bodyweight only for over a year and a half, and I'm still progressing by implementing things like tempo changes, isometric holds, shorter rests, and smarter programming. Mistake number 10, neglecting legs and mobility. I know upper body skills look cool, but skipping legs or neglecting mobility is a shortcut to imbalances, poor posture, and eventually injury. Calisthenics should be full body, and you can still hit legs hard with just your body weight using tempo, variation, single leg work, plyometrics, and a whole bunch of other things. You probably won't build tree trunk legs, but you will build athletic, feathered, and functional anime-like legs if you do it right. Plus, your lower body and core engagement is crucial with more advanced calisthenic skills like handstand push-ups, planche, and levers, since they all require a strong core and lower body strength. And in regards to mobility, strength without it is fragile, and when you're constantly pushing the limit, that's a dangerous place to dance. But again, don't overcomplicate it. Start by using simple and dynamic stretches, like shoulder circles before and during your workouts, saving static stretches for after your workouts, and maybe before bed. Now, out of the 10 mistakes we've talked about today, I want to ask you 2 questions to respond in the comment section. Have you made any of these 10 mistakes before? If so, which ones, and what did you do to address them? Let's help others who might come across this video by sharing some wisdom, like your past self would have appreciated. I made this video not to hate on anyone or their methods, but to shed light on what I've learned as a coach, competitive athlete, and genuinely just your friend who wants to see your building with me. I plan to release more content and resources to help you build with calisthenics, so stay tuned. Liking, commenting, and subscribing genuinely helps this video get pushed to those who might need it. But if you already have, I encourage you to share this video with someone who you think needs it too. That's it from me today. I hope you learned something useful from this video. Stick around for more tips on how to build with calisthenics. I'll see you in the next one.